Welcome everyone to our Explainer today. Okay, let's dive right into this. If you're running the show in manufacturing, logistics, retail, or really any heavy-duty operation, you already know that managing health, safety, and environment compliance is an absolute beast of a task. Today, we're taking a close look at an incredible system called LadivisHSE. Think of it as the ultimate corporate web platform. It's completely transforming how companies handle occupational safety, turning what is usually a highly stressful, chaotic mess into a beautifully streamlined digital ecosystem. So moving into Section 1, Introduction, from chaos to system, and exactly why it is high time we abandon that soul-crushing routine work. Let's be totally real for a second. We all know the familiar pain points. The old way of doing things is essentially a nightmare. I'm talking endless Excel spreadsheets, a maze of lost physical folders, desperate reminders scribbled on whiteboards, and relying on someone, anyone, to remember to send that manual email before an audit. It just leads to sheer panic, right? But the solution LadivisHSE brings is literally a paradigm shift. It replaces all of that chaos with a single, interconnected digital ecosystem. We're talking smart automation and real-time analytics. It takes you from just scrambling reactively to having total proactive control over the whole shebang. All right, on to Section 2, your team in LadivisHSE, collaborative work in a single digital space. Because here is the reality. Safety management is absolutely a team sport. It cannot be siloed off to just one safety officer hiding in a back room somewhere. You've got the management side, administrators handling your system settings, HR managers keeping the personnel registry and medical check dates up to date. Then, over on the operational level, you've got the warehouse medics scanning medication barcodes and the everyday employee logging in to take their required safety tests or report a hazard. What's actually brilliant about the setup is how it shatters those isolated departments. You know, when HR updates an employee's medical check status, boom, that data instantly feeds directly into the safety officer's dashboard. Every single person is operating from the exact same real-time playbook.
Let's look at Scenario 1, ready for inspection. Teamwork before an audit.
Let's move to and see how this builds in a high-stakes situation. Imagine you just got the dreaded notice. A massive labor inspection is hitting your facility in just a few days. First, the admin sets the deadline in the system. Bam! Immediately, the safety officer opens their dashboard and spots any compliance gaps, maybe a couple of missed training sessions or some expiring medical checks. Then, the HR manager jumps in to quickly update those missing medical records. Meanwhile, the warehouse officer checks an automated report, sees exactly which first aid kits are running low, and goes out and refills them. Following that, the safety officer generates the final knowledge check protocols with literally one click. And finally, the admin reviews the log. The whole team just pulled off a perfect compliance sweep without a single frantic phone call. And that brings us to this massive sigh of relief. The audit log is securely recorded and you are 100% ready for inspection. See, because every single action taken by HR, the warehouse medic, the safety officer, it was all automatically timestamped and logged with their specific username. You are handing the auditor a pristine, totally undeniable digital trail of compliance. It's an absolute game changer.
Now for Scenario 2, incident response, speed, and accountability.
Safety, as you know, isn't just about passing planned audits. It's about how you handle sudden emergencies, like a new incident on the manufacturing floor, or maybe a near-miss hazard that someone just spotted out of the corner of their eye. In a crisis, speed is everything. So picture this. A frontline worker sees a hazard, whips out their device, and submits a ticket straight from the scene. Instantly, the safety officer's phone buzzes. They assign a responsible manager, who heads out immediately, fixes the issue, and closes the ticket right there in the system. Finally, the safety officer generates the ultimate incident report. It's so fast, it perfectly illustrates how a potential disaster gets completely mitigated in minutes, with total accountability every single step of the way. Moving on to automation, the invisible assistant, a system that works ahead of the curve.
You really have to think of the platform's automation as a hyper-diligent, invisible team member. It's literally watching over the company 24/7, so we humans don't have to stress about it. And this brilliantly illustrates how it works. Say an employee's medical check is about to expire. The system catches it and automatically taps HR and the department manager on the shoulder with an email. What if the stock of a vital medication in the first aid kit drops below the minimum? The system immediately fires off an alert to the warehouse and the safety officer. And naturally, every single time any user clicks a button or updates a file, the system writes it directly into the audit log. It catches the problem before it ever has the chance to become a compliance breach. Now, I really want you to focus on this exact number, 30. 30 days. That is the magic window this system gives you. When a medical check is exactly 30 days out from expiring, or when medications are 30 days away from their shelf life ending, those automated warnings kick off. It gives your team an entire month to get ahead of the problem proactively. It completely, 100% eliminates those awful day before the deadline scrambles. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, bringing it all together, summary, safety under control. And your next step.
So we've seen how this ecosystem connects your entire team to basically turn a chaotic obligation into a tightly controlled, well-oiled machine. It takes all that deep anxiety out of health and safety management. Which brings us to another great number, 14. For the operational leaders and administrators listening to this right now, you can actually register your company on their platform today and activate a 14-day free trial. That is 2 full weeks, totally unrestricted access. You can set up your branches, invite the whole team in, and genuinely feel what it's like to have your safety compliance running on pure autopilot. I'm going to leave you with this one final thought to chew on. If a strict auditor walked right through your front doors tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., is your company truly ready for it? If you are still relying on a bunch of manual systems and scattered spreadsheets, it might just be time to let an ecosystem like LadivisHSE do the heavy lifting for you. Thanks so much for tuning into this explainer, and keep learning.